We're going to backfill this builder in a bottle extension, which we have applied this morning. So there is no lifting or any signs of wear that you might encounter in a salon. This is ideal. This is what you ideally want your surfaces to come back looking like. Not necessarily going to be reality, given that it's a builder in a bottle extension. It's quite likely that it's going to break, or I don't think you'll get lifting. I think breakages are more likely with a builder in a bottle extension because it's just not that strong. But ideally, if your client is well suited to it, then this is what they're returning with. I've sanitized Rian and I've sanitized my hands, and I'm now going to cleanse the nail to remove the excess bacteria and oil to protect our tools and buffers. Ooh. There we go. Beautiful. Would you like to keep the shape and length?
Sure.
Thank you. So we're going to keep the shape and length. If your client did want to change it, that would be a factor too. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the shape and length correct, because you can only rebalance and align the structure to the nail of the right. The structure is relative to the length of the nail. So I do want to be reducing any length or shape first, and then I'm going to be following the 10 filing steps to remove all gel polish colour. The better you're filing at this point, the better and easier the application of the Backfill product is going to be. And I'm going over the surface of the nail to remove all the colour. I'm not strictly following the 10 filing steps to remove the colour, mainly because I don't want to give my client friction heat spikes. I'm moving all over the natural nail, placing my file and going back and forth to remove all the colour. Removing all of the gel polish, getting the perimeter of the existing product flush at the side walls and the cuticle area. If there was any lifting at this point, I would be removing it, and I would also be debulking the nail to rebalance it. So you would be wanting the apex to be in the back third of the nail. You would want nice tapered edges. The free edge should be the thickness of a business card in general, no matter the shape or length of the nail. A square might have a slightly thicker appearance. If you're going to an oval almond rounded shape, it might have a more tapered free edge, but that's about the thickness you're looking for. Beautiful. So that structure is good. We are missing product in the back third of the nail, but we will rebalance that, put that in with the Backfill. It's going to neaten up that lower arch. There we go. Cool. Alrighty, then we're going to go in with cuticle prep. And buffing the natural nail to remove shine. If there's any catchy bits or sharp corners, you could remove those with the buffer. Remove any excess dust and cleanse the nail to prepare it for product application. We're going to go in with our pH prep, which is the dehydrator needed for the artistic system. Follow the prep instructions per your brand's user instructions. And then we're going to go in with a base coat, which is also part of our system, bonding gel. I'm just scrubbing that onto the new growth of the natural nail. It doesn't matter if it gets onto the current builder in a bottle, but it's really not necessary in terms of adhesion to go over the entire surface of the nail because it is a roughed up surface, so the builder, the correction gel, the builder in a bottle will adhere perfectly well to that file product. Oh, there we go, 5-second cure. There we go. And then we're going to go in with a matte layer of our correction gel. Beautiful. You can see how I scrape product off inside the neck of the bottle, and then as it's running down I'm scooping it up to pick up a nice neat controlled bead on the end of my brush. And I'm going to place that product at the back of the nail, scooch it towards the cuticle area and paint it off over the entire surface of the nail, getting nice neat application. Beautiful, so that's our matte layer on. And then we're going to go in with a slip layer over the entire surface of the nail, scooching it to the cuticle area, painting down one side, scooching it over and painting it down the other side. And then I'm going to grab a bead of product, because this is a thumb, and it's, well, yeah, a lot of backfill to do on a thumb. I'm not going to grab a gigantic bead and force it to work because I do think it might run away from me. I'd rather work into thinner, more controlled layers and do 2 of them than do one big messy bead that needs refining. So I'm going to place the majority of the product in the new growth. I'm going to swirl and float and tickle it to the cuticle area and wipe it down. Swirl, float, tickle it to the cuticle area, keeping the majority of the product in that new growth, and pull it down. As you can see, as I'm trying to work from one side to one side, it's self-leveling away from me. There we go. How was that in terms of exothermic reaction and a heat spike?
It just got slightly warm, but it was manageable.
Yeah. Whereas when we did the initial extension, did it get quite hot?
Hot, yeah.
That's interesting. I'm actually happy with that structure, and I was fully prepared to do a second coat layer, build layer on it. Because it is such a short extension, I do think that apex is appropriate to the nail length, and I think the structure is perfectly adequate. You could have more and that would be fine. I wouldn't have any less, but I don't think that's a weakened nail at all. I think it's very natural looking and wearable, and I'd be happy with that. I'm looking really close at it because I want to fault find and show you what's probably going to be a realistic service, which is to cleanse this and refine it. But I don't know what I would refine if I was to pull out a file or buffer right now. There's nothing on this nail that I would want to readjust, so I am just going to go on and paint it. But I don't think that's necessarily realistic or what you should be aiming for. I think it's an added bonus if you can do an extension backfill with no needed refining. If you did need to refine, you would cleanse the nail and then use your buffer or file of choice to refine the nail as needed, and then cleanse before applying your top coat or finishing product of choice. I'm going to go in with Too Much Sax, bright pink. I think my reasons for success for having, pretty much no refinement needed for my backfill overlay and extension backfill services. It's a combination of every step being done really well, and that takes time, and that takes practice, and that takes good education. It's all of those things all done well, and then you just sort of happen to get to this point. I don't think it's necessarily realistic for newbies to be wanting to, have completely refinement-free backfills on your first sets. It's not it's not the make or break factor of your sets. But if you do want to get there, it's a culmination of things. It's not the product you use, or the viscosity that you use, or the colour, or if it's, to use a cover biab or a clear biab. It really is a combination of technique and practice. We're going to cleanse the inhibition layer off with the lint-free wiping cleanser. Wiggle and wipe it off the nail, down and away from your client's skin. And that is the finished nail. We'll just get a close up to the back camera. Not bulky, very natural looking, structure appropriate to the natural nail length. Finished.